Hello everyone. Just let me know whether my screen is visible and voice is clearly audible or not. Okay, thank you. We will just wait for a couple of more minutes and then we'll start our today's discussion. Good morning to all. Now we will start our today's discussion. So from last couple of lectures, from 3 to 4 lectures, we are discussing unit number 6, that is sequential circuits. So this is the outline of your unit number 6. We have already covered a few points such as the difference between asynchronous and synchronous sequential circuits, and also in asynchronous counter, in up down counter. Okay, what is up counter? So which count the pulses in upward direction is called as up counter, and down counter will count the pulses in downward direction. Okay, so now there is one more type of asynchronous counter. It is given in your syllabus. It is called as mod counter. So today we will discuss regarding what is mod counter and how to design a mod counter actually. All right. So we should get started now. So what is mod counter? So here are few points which are related to the mod counters. So first point, we know that n-bit asynchronous counter can have 2 raised to power n minus 1 possible counting states. Okay. Just seen it. For example, if your counter is 3-bit counter, right? Then how many counts will be possible? 0 to 7. Okay, so number of counts are 8, but maximum count is 7. Maximum count 7 only. But if you observe the number of counts, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these counts are nothing but 8. Okay, so you can observe here that maximum count is here 7. So 2 raised to power 3 is 8, minus 1 is 7. Similarly, if you observe, if your counter is 4-bit counter, then it is also called as mod counter, right? Why? Because 16 counts are possible and maximum count will be 15. Okay, so we know from our earlier discussion that n-bit asynchronous counter will have 2 raised to power n states in total, but the maximum count will be 2 raised to power n minus 1. Okay, so very much clear to you now by now. Now, if there is a requirement, if you have a requirement, that means suppose 2-bit counter is there and possible counts are 4, right? For 3-bit counter, possible counts are 8. But if there is, and again, if counter possible counts are 60. But if someone is having the requirement of counting only 10 counts, right? If I am required to count counter which will count only 10 states, is what will you do? So there will be some modification in these counters, and then that particular counter which will count only 10, let's for example count only 10 states, then it will be called as mod 10 counter. Okay, so any type of count can be any counter which will count any number of required number of counts, that can be designed by doing some changes or by adding some combinational circuit to your actual count asynchronous counter. So that is basically a mod counter. Okay, I'm repeating one more time that in from the earlier discussion we have concluded that asynchronous counter will have 2 raised to power n counts. Okay, so 2-bit counter will have 4 counts, 3-bit counter will have 8 counts, 4-bit counter will have 16 counts. But if someone needs in between states, if someone needs let's say 6 states, or the counter only 6 states, or someone are required to design a counter which will count only 10 states, then for that case you have to you have to do some changes in your asynchronous counter circuit, and you have to skip some states. For example, suppose my counter, I want a counter having only 10 counts. Okay, so I will go with this 4-bit counter. Okay, out of this 4-bit counter I want only 10 states. So what will I do? I will make some arrangement in my circuit so that remaining, that means last 6 states will be skipped. I don't want last 6 counts, so that's why I will skip that count. Okay, so topic is same. It will be similar to the only. Okay, it will be similar to the up counter, but only difference is there will be some modification in the circuit diagram. And that modification will be either combination states. Okay, so in this particular mod counters, we will see two examples of mod counter, that is mod counter and mod 10 counter. Okay, so we will see its working and its detailed discussion. These are important. It is also possible to use basic asynchronous counter configuration to construct special counters with counting states less than their maximum output number. Okay, such counters are called as modulo or mod counters. So what do you mean by mod counters? The counters which are having counting states maximum output number. Okay, so for example, mod 6 counter or mod 10 counter, if you observe mod 6, then mod 6 has to be designed with the 3-bit counter. So 3-bit counter has maximum counts of 7, but we are using only up to 6. So that's why it is called as modulo counter. Okay, so it will be more clear to you as we proceed with this discussion. So how can you achieve this? By using more external logic gates, few output states can be skipped. Okay, so if your mod 6 counter is there, then you are required to skip 2 states, because 3-bit counter will give you 8 states total, right? 3-bit counter will give you total 8 state, but if you are designing mod 6 counter, then you have to skip how many states? 2 states, right? So these 2 states can be skipped with the help of external logic gates. Okay, so this topic is basically very similar to the up counter only. So logic wise there is no difference, only the difference is the external circuit will be modified. Circuit will be modified. Okay. Thus, in case of mod counters, it does not count all their possible states, but instead it counts to a specific count. Now, this specific count will depend on the user. How much count it will require, that will depend on user. So that specific count, so the counter will count up to that specific count, and after that it will return to 0. That means it will reset itself. Okay, so for example, again I am taking same example, that is, suppose my counter is mod 6 counter. That means it will count 6 state, okay, and then it will reset itself. That means the next state will be 0, 0, 0. Similarly, if my counter is mod 10 counter, then on 11th cycle, my counter will be reset. Okay. Now counters again have some additional inputs such as clear and preset, which makes it possible to clear the count to 0 or preset the counter to some initial value. Okay. So in counters, we know that in counters are nothing but the set of flip-flops connected serially, right? So every flip-flop will have two additional inputs. One will be clear and one will be preset. So we have not discussed these inputs until so far because these are kind of special inputs. So let's say when flip-flop is there, and suppose it is T flip-flop, then it will have one input, that is T input, toggle input, and another input will be its clock input, right? And its output, it will have complementary output, that is Q and Q bar. But there are two special kind of inputs, and we require in this discussion we require one of them. We will require this clear input. So this clear is given here. Okay, so it is clear, and one more is there, that is preset. So what is the function of clear? So clear will basically clear all the outputs. Means if a clear input is given here, if it is high, if clear is high, then what will happen? Whatever is your previous state, the next state will be 0. The output will be 0. So if you are applying clear to all the flip-flops, then what will happen? The output of all flip-flops will be cleared. That means 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. And second input, special input, that is preset input. So it is generally used by the counter to set some initial value. So in this case, generally preset is given as 1. So whenever you want to set a specific value, then you will use preset input. So we are not using this particular preset input in our discussion, but we require this clear. So very simple operation clear does, as its name itself indicates that clear is used to clear the output. That means whenever you are applying clear input, then what will happen? The output state will become 0, or the output will become 0. That means Q will be 0. Okay. So this much knowledge is required in case of understanding the working of your mod counters. Okay. So now we will start with our first type of mod counter that we are going to discuss, that is mod 6 counter. So from the name itself, you can clearly state that how many possible or how many counts are possible here, or how many counts it will count this asynchronous counter. So the answer is 6. Okay. So in order to achieve this, in order to achieve 6 counts, what should be my counter? It should be 2-bit or 3-bit or 4-bit. I want to count 6 states. Okay, so which counter should I choose? 2-bit, 3-bit, or 4-bit? So you should always select the counter, okay, this mod. So 2-bit counter will not satisfy this 6 mod 6 states, because 2-bit counter is nothing but it will give you only 4 states. Okay, so 3-bit counter will give you 8 state, and 4-bit will give you 16, but that will be unnecessary. That will be unnecessary to use 4-bit counter. Okay, you can use 4-bit counter, but in 4-bit counter, if you use 4-bit counter, then what will happen? You are using only 6 states and you are skipping 10 states. So utilization very small. So it will be more efficient if you select this 3-bit asynchronous counter, and in total it will give you 8 states. So out of 8 we will use only 6 and we will skip 2 states. Okay, so this is regarding mod 6 counter. So mod 6 counter has 6 table states starting from 000, then 001, 010, 011, 100, and 101. So if you count this state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, mod counter will have only 6 table states. These are the output steps. It requires 3 flip-flop, okay, because you have to count up to 6. So 2-bit flip-flop will not be used. That means 2-bit asynchronous counter will not be used. So in 2-bit asynchronous counter, we'll have 2 flip-flops. 3-bit asynchronous counter will have 3 flip-flops, and 4-bit asynchronous counter will have 4 flip-flops. Okay, see, we already know that. Now it requires 3 flip-flops. So if you observe this particular logic diagram, again 3 flip-flops have been used. Flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, and flip-flop 3. They are having input T1, T2, and T3 respectively, and they are operating in the toggle mode. That means the toggle input, that is T input, will be always at level 1, or it will be always high. Okay, so if you observe that it is nothing but, again, this connection from here you can observe whether it is up counter or down counter. So now here output of first flip flop is connected as a clock of the second flip flop. So this is nothing but up counter has been used. Again, this one bubble is here. So this bubble is basically what it indicates. It indicates that your clock is negatively age triggered. Okay, so I am purposefully describing all whichever circuit we have discussed so far, all we have discussed it as a negative age triggered flip flops. That means flip flop will change its state only when the negative age appears at its appears at its clock. Okay, so we already know this particular diagram. The only thing is unknown to us is this particular connection. Okay, so we will see that. So when sixth clock pulse is applied, what happens? It will count 6 states. The counter will count 6 states, and after the application of 6 clock pulse, what will happen? The counter temporarily goes into the 6th state, that is 110 state. Okay, it will temporarily go to the 110 for very small fraction of time. It will go, but after that immediately it resets to 0 because of the feedback provided. So this circuit, this additional circuit, if you observe this, it is nothing but the feedback circuit. So due to this arrangement, what happens? After the 6th clock pulse is arrived, your flip-flop will, all this flip-flop will be reset itself, will reset itself. Okay. So figure below shows the logic diagram of mod 6 counter. Okay, so now we will see how it appears. It's working, we will see now. So it's quite simple because it is already we have recognized this circuit as 3-bit asynchronous up counter. 3-bit up counter it is. Okay, 3-bit up counter. So always remember. So its count will be starting from 000 until what will be the last count? It will be 111. I'm talking about 3-bit up counter. Okay, 3-bit up counter. Its count will be starting from 000 001 up to these 6 counts are there already, and then this will be 7th and 8th count. In mode 6 asynchronous counter, what we are required to do, we will keep these 6 states or 6 counts and we will eliminate these 2 states. So what logic we have to apply? If you observe this diagram carefully, then one NAND gate is used here. Okay, so the output of NAND gate is R bar. Okay, the output of NAND gate is R bar, and in R is nothing but it stands for the reset. Okay, so this R bar, if you observe carefully, this connection, it is connected to the clear input of all the 3 flip-flops. The output of NAND gate is connected to the clear input of all flip-flops, and this clear input is complemented. That means again there is one bubble. So this bubble indicates now here that it is active low. This clear pin is active low. Remember this word active low. What it means? That only when the value of this pin is 0, it will be active. It is called as active low. Okay. So clear pin is, it is active low. That means only when its value is 0, then only it will work. If its value is 1, then it will not work. If its value is 1, then it will not work. This is an important point, because there is a bubble. What this bubble indicates? That it is active low. So it will be good if you just note this point, that clear input pin is active low. All right. Then again about the inputs of this particular NAND gate. So if you observe carefully, what are the inputs to NAND? So one of the input is nothing but this point, and it is nothing but Q2, and second input is given as Q3. So Q2 and Q3 are the inputs to NAND gate, and the output is R bar, which is connected to the clear input of all 3 flip-flops. So now what is happening here? So we know the working of NAND gate. So NAND gate will produce a high signal when one of the inputs is 0. When one of the input of NAND gate is 0, we know that its output will be always 1. That means in order to produce its output at 0, what is the case? Both its output should be 1, 1. Okay. NAND gate will provide the output as 0, in which case only when the both outputs are 1, 1. Only when we are getting this 0 will be given to here, here, and here. That means the 0 will be given to the clear input of all 3 flip-flops, and then only it will be reset. Okay. So again, so this is the circuit diagram for mod 6 asynchronous counter. Its count will start from 000 because it is 3-bit up counter. Okay, so we have already discussed the working of 3-bit up counter in detail, so I will be skipping that part. So initially What will be the count? The output will be 0, 0, 0. That means Q1, Q2 and Q3 all will be 0, 0, 0. Then at the arrival of first clock, the output will be 0, 0, 1. Then the output will be 0, 1, 0. Now if you observe these all states, okay, 0, 0, 1, starting from this, if you observe all these states, then we are out of these 3 bits, this MSB is Q3. Okay, remember that. This MSB is Q3. Means this sequence is nothing but Q3, then Q2, then Q1. Okay. But we are interested in Q3 and Q2 only, because Q3 and Q2 are nothing but the inputs of this NAND gate. So now if you observe, for all these 6 inputs, either Q3 or Q2 will be 0 in all these 6 states. Here observe, both are 0. Again both are 0 here. Here Q3 is 0, right? Again here Q3 is 0, Q2 is 1. Just observe first 2 bits, okay? Then here Q3 is 1 and Q2 is 0. So Q3 is 1 and Q2 is 0. That means for first 6 counts, one of the input of this NAND is always 0. So whenever that happens, that means what? Whenever one of the input to this NAND is 0, that means output will be 1. And whenever this output is 1, it is connected to the clear. That means the clear input will not be active until the 6 steps. Now what happens at the next step, that is after this 1, 0, 1. Now what will be the count after 1, 0, 1? It will be 1, 1, 0. Okay. So now this 1, 1, 0 is nothing but it will be like this. Q3 will be 1, Q2 will be 1, and Q1 will be 0. Okay. So at this particular moment, what will happen? This Q2 is given to one of the input of NAND gate, and again Q3 is also one of the input to this NAND gate. So all the inputs, that is both inputs of the NAND gate, becomes 1, 1. So this output will become 0. Okay. Once this output becomes 0, then this 0 will be given to clear inputs of all the flip-flop, and what will it do? It will clear its output. That means it will make the outputs to reset, or it will simply reset all the flip-flops. That means after 1, 0, 1, the next count should be 1, 1, 0, ideally speaking. But whenever this 1, 1, 0 is happening, the counter will reset itself. So this is very important point. Okay, so our counter will count only 6 states, because after 6, what is happening? Whenever it goes to the next sequence, that is 1, 1, 0, then at that sequence what happens? The reset will be enabled, and hence all the flip-flops will clear its output and your counter will reset itself. Same thing has been explained here also. When the 6th clock pulse is applied, the counter temporarily goes into 1, 1, 0 states. So this temporary means it will be there for very small period of time, just a fraction of second. And once it happened, immediately what happens? All flip-flop will reset to 0, 0, 0 because of the feedback provided. So this NAND gate is nothing but, this connection of NAND gate with clear is nothing but feedback. Okay. So again, here are a few points regarding the operation. The working of mod 6 counter is exactly same as the 3-bit up counter, except it will count only 6 counts out of 8. Okay. Q1, Q2, Q3 are the outputs of flip-flop 1, 2, and 3 respectively. You already know that. Then a NAND gate is used in order to skip the remaining states. Here we are skipping 2 states. We are utilizing 6 states and skipping 2 states. So this NAND gate is very crucial. Its inputs are Q3 and Q2, whereas R bar is the output. This R bar is connected to the clear inputs. Okay. At the arrival of 6 clock pulse, what happens? Both inputs to a NAND gate becomes 1 and hence its output becomes 0. And as soon as the output becomes 0, this output is connected to the clear terminal of all flip-flops, which will reset the count to 000. These are the waveform timing diagram of 6 asynchronous counter. So here also you can observe these are the clock pulses. So again our flip-flops are negatively edge triggered. So I am again denoting it first. All the negative edges I am denoting it first. Once you do that, then what will happen? You know that this clock is nothing but clock signal of flip-flop 1, right? So whatever the states it is varying, the transition will be happening only at the negative edge. Okay. So initially the value of Q1, Q2, Q3 all are 000. We already know that. This was our initial assumption. Okay, so this Q1 will remain as it is until the appearance of this negative edge. At this negative edge, what will happen? This flip-flop will change its state from 0 to 1. Similarly, the transition will be happening at the negative edge only, either from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. That. Okay. Then the next point, Q2. So for Q2, Q1 is the clock signal. Q1 is the clock signal for Q2. So again, you have to mark the negative edges of Q1 because the changes will be happening only along these negative edges. Initially, the value of Q2 is we are assumed as 0. It will remain as it is till the appearance of negative edge. At negative edge, what will happen? It will change its value either from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. Okay. And similarly, this Q3, for this Q3, Q2 will act as a clock signal for this Q3. So again, you have to mark the negative edges. Here, there is a negative edge, only one negative edge. So initially, the Q will be remain as it is, and only it will make transition from 0 to 1 here. Okay, so now if you observe this, you can even count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 counts or 6 clock pulses are there. After this 6th clock pulse, okay, after this 6th clock pulse, what will happen? If you observe this last state, I am observing last state. So Q3 is 1, Q2 is 0, and Q1 is also 1. So 1, 0, 1. After that, next state will be, I'm writing here 0, 1, 1, 0, right? Because Q3 is MSB. So this 101 is 5 and 110 will be 6. So as soon as this happen, you can observe some small duration, very small duration, the value of Q2 becomes 1 and the value of 3 also becomes 1. It goes into the next cycle for very small duration of time. What it indicates? This pulse, narrow pulse, it indicates that for small period of time, your flip-flop, your counter will go into the 6th state. Oh, okay. So next state actually after 6 clock pulse, the next count will be 110, and at that count, what will happen? The value of Q2 and Q3 will become 1. As soon as the value of Q3 and Q2 become, we know that Q3 and Q2 are nothing but the inputs of the NAND gate, and hence the NAND gate output, that is R bar. R bar is nothing but NAND gate output. So when the Q2 and Q3 will become 1, 1, you can observe there is a negative pulse is generated, and this negative pulse is nothing but it will make its value as 0. So as soon as this reset pin is enabled, what will happen? All flip-flops will be cleared. Okay. So this is the complete discussion regarding mod 6 counter. The same thing I have explained here. You can go through this particular timing diagram and operation. And again, truth table of mod 6 counter is also given. So this is actually R bar. Okay. So now Q3, Q2, Q1. So initially all will be 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no problem until this, and until this 5 counts, the value of R bar will be 111 only, because any one of the NAND input it will be always 0. You can observe here for first 4 cases Q3 is 0, then for next 2 cases Q2 is 0, and Q3 and Q2 are the inputs. So when one of the inputs are 0, the output of a NAND gate will be always 1. At sixth cycle, what happens? The value of Q3 and Q2 becomes 1, 1. Okay, it will go into the next state for very brief moment. As soon as it goes to the next state, as soon as Q3 becomes 1 and Q2 becomes 1, the reset will be 0, and it will reset, or it will clear all the flip-flops, making the values of all flip-flops are at 0, 0, 0. That means your counter will reset itself after the 6th count. Okay. So this is regarding the complete discussion of mod 6 counter. I hope you have understood it. So if you are having any problem or any difficulty in mod 6 counter, you can ask me. I will just wait couple of minutes here. Or if you understood it, then you can write in the chat box whether you have understood it or not. I have not received any message on the chat box. So just let me know whether you have understood this topic or not, so that we can move ahead. Okay, so I will again give very brief about mod 6 asynchronous counter. So what is mod 6 asynchronous counter? So it will count up to, it will count only 6 states. So whenever I am talking about the states, your count will be, always remember, your count will start from 0. So your counts will be from 0 to 5. Okay, so it will count only from 0 to 5. After the 6th clock pulse, what is happening? You have to, now you have to skip these 2 states, right? So for that, this arrangement has been done. The arrangement of this NAND gate. It is connected to Q3 and Q2, and output is connected to the clear input. What is the function of this clear input? This clear input will reset your all flip-flops. Okay, that means it will make the output as 0. Now, whenever it will work fine until this point 101. As soon as it becomes the value becomes 0 1 1 1 0, okay, 1 1 0, then what will happen? This NAND, all the inputs of this NAND becomes 1 1 and the output will be 0. And this signal will now clear all the flip-flops. That means after this 101, your counter will move partially to this count for a very small fraction of time, and suddenly it will reset itself. That is 2000. Okay. So this working is exactly similar to the 3-bit up counter, but the only thing is it will count only 6 counts. Okay. Now the same logic have been applied in the decade counter as well. That is mod 10 asynchronous counter. So a mod 10 counter is also called as decade counter. Okay, decade is nothing but 10. So it will have obviously 10 stable states. And since you are starting from 0, then it will have 0 to 9. You can observe here 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, and so on until 1, 0. Okay, so it will have 10 stable states. Now, uh, how many bit counter you read that for counting 10 states? If you take 2-bit counter, then only 4 counts will be possible, so it is not the option. If you take 3-bit counter, then maximum possible states will be 8, right? But here we want 10, so obviously you have to go with the 4-bit counter. So that's why it requires 4 tip flip-flop. That means if you observe this diagram is nothing but 4-bit up counter. Okay, so this diagram is of nothing but, actually, if you skip this NAND gate part, then this counter, I'm talking about this counter, it is 4-bit up counter. If you skip this NAND gate. Okay. So for 4-bit, the 4-bit counter is also called as mod 16 counter. We have already seen, because total possible states are 16. So 4 flip-flop have 16 possible states, out of which only 10 states are utilized here. That is, in mod 10 counter, we are utilizing only 10 states, and the remaining 6 states, that is 1010, 1011, 1100, 1101, 1110, and 1111 we are not using. We are making it as invalid, or we are skipping these states. Okay, so in order to skip these 6 states, there is a arrangement has been, and this is the arrangement. It is similar to the mod 6 arrangement. Again, we are using one NAND gate, but now the inputs of the NAND gate are, one input is Q4, you can observe here this connection, and the second input is Q2. Okay, and this R bar, again, if you observe, it is connected to the clear inputs of all the flip-flops. So whenever this R bar becomes 0, then all this flip-flop will reset itself, and counter will also reset itself to 0 0 0 0. Okay, so this counter will work fine for these 9 or 10 counts total. It will start from 0001, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Since it is up counter, it will count in upward direction. So it will work very nicely until this point. After this, which is the next state? Next state is 1010. After 1001, the next state is 1010. Now what happens at this particular state? So this state is nothing but 1, 0, because again Q4 is your MSB, always remember, and Q1 is LSB, so it becomes 1010. 1 0 1 0. Now what happens when this sequence comes 1 0 1 0 or this count comes? Q2 becomes 1. That means one of the input of the NAND gate is 1, and again Q4 is also 1. So both the inputs of NAND gate are now 1 1. That means the output of NAND gate will be 0. As soon as this reset is 0, all flip-flops will receive this 0. And we know that clear input are nothing but active low. Okay, so active low means the pin will work only when the 0 is applied to the input. So as soon as 0 is given to the clear input, what will happen? The flip-flop, all the flip-flops will reset themselves and the count will be 0 0 0 0. Okay, that means after this particular point, after this count 1 0 0 count, the flip-flop, the counter will go to this count for a very small period of time, and after which again it will reset itself to 0 0 0. Okay, so it is very similar to the mod 6 asynchronous counter. If you understood this, then it will become very easy. Right. Now again, the waveform has been shown here for the sake of your understanding. So from here also you can understand this. So again, these clock pulses are given first. So 10 clock pulses are here shown. Then you can observe negative edges have been already marked. So this clock pulse is nothing but clock input of Q1. So Q1 will change its state only at the negative edge of the clock pulse. Initially, we have assumed Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 all at 0 0 0 0. So initially it will remain as it is, then it will change its state on the arrival of negative edge and so on. Okay, you already know this. Now then Q1 will be act as a clock input to Q2, that is second flip-flop. So again, initially it will remain as it is. At the arrival of negative edge, it will change its state. It will simply follow that particular rule. What is the rule? That only at the negative edge, the transition will be made either from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. Then this Q2 is nothing but the clock signal to this Q3. Again, you can observe initially it is 0. It will change only its state at the arrival of this negative edge. Q3 is given to the clock input of Q4. Okay, so after the 10th clock pulse, what is happening here? For very brief moment of time, the Q2 becomes 1 and Q4 becomes 1. As soon as Q2 and Q4 becomes 1, our reset pulse is generated, which is having the value of 0. And this what is the importance of this reset pulse? This reset pulse is connected to the clear terminal of all the flip-flops. So that's why the reset count will be 0 0 0 0. Even count has been displayed here. I hope it is visible. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. After 9, it will again reset to 0 and so on. Okay. So this is again truth table of mod 10 counter. Again, please read it as R bar. And initially we have assumed all 4 flip-flops are at 0 0. And then after the 10th pulse, what is happening? So until this 9th, we will discuss first. From until this 9th pulse. Now if you observe, the R will be always 1. Why? Because R is nothing but the output of NAND gate. What are the inputs to NAND gate? Q4 and Q2. So you can observe Q4 and Q2 are the inputs. So always either Q4 becomes 0 or Q2 becomes 0. And whenever one of the input to the NAND gate becomes 0, its output will be 1. Okay, so hence this reset will be 1. But after the 10th cycle, what is happening? The count will be 1010. That's why Q2 as well as Q4 becomes 11. So that's why this reset now becomes 0. And once reset is 0, it is given as it is connected to the clear input of all the flip-flops or 4 flip-flops. So that's why all 4 flip-flops will reset themselves and the counter will also reset itself. So after 9 count, the next count will be 0000. Okay. So this is the complete discussion regarding the mod counters. So you can design the counter with any number of counts. Okay. But you have to make sure that this external circuitry will vary depending on that. Okay. So under the mod counter and the discussion of mod counter, we have seen two examples of mod counters, mod 6 counter and mod 10 counter. Mod 10 counter is very important. It is also called as decade counter. Okay. So if you are having any problem in today's discussion, then you can ask me or you can also write in the chat box. Otherwise, that's it for the today. We can conclude our session here. So thank you. Okay, so I got one question that odd number वाले mod counters का भी कर सकते हैं क्या? Yes, yes, of course. Okay. So just for the example, for taking, I'm explaining this that let's assume that we are going to design mod 9 counter, let's say. So the maximum count will be 1000 only. Okay. And the next state will be 1001. So what will be the change here? Only this particular, this again, you have to observe that Q4 and Q1 is 1 now. Q4 and Q1. So Q4 will be one of the input. Okay. And then second input will be, this second input will be only you're connected to the Q1. When you make this change that this connection is not Q2 but now it is Q1, then your counter becomes mod 9 counter. Okay. So depending on how much count you want, that particular connection will vary. Okay, I hope it is fine. All right. So thank you so much, guys.